on digital applications and services were forced to change their habits almost overnight. Watching movies online instead of going to the cinema, having meals delivered instead of going out to the restaurants, talking to friends remotely instead of meeting them in the flesh, talking to colleagues on a screen instead of chit-chatting at the coffee machine, exercising online instead of going to the gym, and so on. Thus, almost instantly, most things become e-things, e-learning, e-commerce, e-gaming, e-books, e-attendance. To sum up, the speed and breadth of the fourth industrial revolution have been and continue to be remarkable. This chapter argues that the pandemic will accelerate innovation even more, catalyzing technological changes already underway and turbocharging any digital business of the digital dimension of any business. This transition towards more digital of everything in our professional and personal lives will also be supported and accelerated by regulators. As the coronavirus crisis recedes and people start returning to the workplace, this corporate move will be towards greater surveillance. For better or for worse, companies will be watching and sometimes recording what their workforce does. The trend could take many different forms, from measuring body temperatures with thermal cameras to monitoring via an app how employees comply with social distancing. This is bound to raise profound regulatory and privacy issues, which many companies will reject by arguing that unless they increase digital surveillance, they won't be able to reopen and function without risking new infections. And being, in some cases, liable, they will cite health and safety as the justification for increased surveillance. It is true that in the post-pandemic era, personal health and well-being will become a much greater priority for society, which is why the genie of tech surveillance will not be put back into the bottle. But it is for those who govern and each of us personally to control and harness the benefits of technology without sacrificing our individual and collective values and freedoms. They are very clearly saying that they will be controlling us through our technology, and we will have to make a choice to accept it in order to take part in their businesses and their economy. In that Industrial Revolution video, they even allude to humans merging with machines.
The very idea of human being some sort of natural concept is really going to change.
Our bodies will be so high-tech, we won't be able to really distinguish between what's natural and what's artificial.
So they have spoken about a world government, a world currency, a world leader, and now the mark of the beast. Yeah, I think all believers should be paying attention. The book concluded that widespread social protests that took place in June 2020 reflect the urgent necessity to embark on the Great Reset. By connecting an epidemiological risk, COVID-19, with a societal risk, protest, they made it clear that in today's world, it is the systemic connectivity between risk, issues, challenges, and also opportunities that matters and determines the future. As economies restart, there is an opportunity to embed greater societal equality and sustainability into the recovery, accelerating rather than delaying progress towards the 2030 Sustainable Development Goals, and unleashing a new era of prosperity. We are now at a crossroads. One path will take us to a better world, more inclusive, more equitable, and more respectful of Mother Nature. The other will take us to a world that resembles the one we just left behind, but worse and constantly dogged by nasty surprises. We must therefore get it right. The looming challenges could be more consequential than we have until now chosen to imagine. But our capacity to reset could also be greater than we had previously dared to hope. There is really so much I could say on all of this, but this video is already too long. I was talking with my family member while making this video and explained these findings to her. And she basically was saying that she did not need to know these things, and her way of preparing is different than mine, and that's okay for her. And really, to be clear, her way of preparing is listening to mainstream media and talk radio and being ignorant to main agendas like this. She felt that it's okay to be ignorant to the world agenda because there is nothing we can do about it. And while I agree that there is nothing we can do about it, I vehemently disagree that her preparation should be different and that she doesn't need to know. In regards to her physical preparations, absolutely. But this is about mental preparation. You need to know what's happening around you, aware of your surroundings. because their plan is to move us off our ignorance, to catch us off guard and desperate for them to provide the solutions. They want to catch us while we are sleeping. And they'll know you don't have to dig deep into all these subjects. Father is guiding ministries like this to gather the information for you, to at least give you a preview, so if you want to dig deeper, you know where to go. But at least you know what's actually happening. We should never be ignorant to the wiles and schemes of the devil. If he wanted us to know what he was doing, this information will be programmed into everyone the same way they program everything else. We cannot be ignorant to Satan's devices. Like the Apostle Paul told us in 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. Lest Satan should take advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Being ignorant to Satan's schemes and plots and devices gives him more chances to take advantage of us. And none of us should want that. Now this is what we are actually directed to do. In 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verses 1 through 11, the Apostle Paul tells us, But concerning the times and the seasons, brethren, you have no need that I should write to you. For you yourselves know perfectly that the day of Yahweh so comes as a thief in the night. For when they say peace and safety, then sudden destruction comes upon them, as labor pains upon a pregnant woman, and they shall not escape. But you, brethren, are not in darkness, so that this day should overtake you as a thief. You are all sons of light and sons of the day. We are not of the night, nor of darkness. Therefore, let us not sleep as others do, but let us watch and be sober. For those who sleep, sleep at night, and those who get drunk are drunk at night. But let us who are of the day be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love, and as a helmet the hope of salvation. For Elohim did not appoint us to wrath, but to obtain salvation through our Master Yahshua Messiah, who died for us, that whether we wake or sleep, we should live together with him. Therefore, comfort each other and edify one another, just as you also are doing. You see, he wants us watching and living with a sound, sober mind. He does not want us to be asleep, but awake. Forget about the worldly being woke. I really don't like the way that everyone uses it, because the majority of people that I hear use that term are actually very much asleep. But anyway, he wants us to watch and be sober so that Yah's day does not come upon us unexpectedly like a thief in the night. So if you're turning off your mind and staying asleep, being ignorant to Satan's devices, you may miss him, and he does not want you to do this. So yes, I've exposed you to more of the world agenda that is about directing us to a satanic world system where Satan will declare himself God. Yes, it's very obvious that this world is pressing forward and the Great Reset is coming. As a believer, there's absolutely no reason to fear, because your decision to rest in our Savior has given you the victory already. Continue to share the gospel and prepare for him. Be sober and of sound mind, watchful and awake, because the day of Yah is near. Be blessed. Okay, thanks again for watching. If this has blessed you, please do not forget to like this and share it with others. If you have not done so already, please don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Elohim willing, I upload every Friday. Don't forget to follow this ministry on Facebook and Instagram, as well as on my website, truthunedited.com. As always, I really would like to thank all those who support this ministry. You know who you are. Your contributions have been an extreme blessing to this ministry, and I'm very thankful for you. Thank you for being a blessing and your continued support to this mission. Please continue to pray for me as I bring light to the satanic deceptions and agendas. Okay, thanks again everyone for watching. I love you all.